Today's featured Olympic athlete is brought to you by Aloha Termite and Pest Control and Hawaii Honda Dealers.
All right, this next story, I feel like this is why I do the CO2 rundown. It's to be able to come across athletes who epitomize what it means to persevere, to overcome, to push, to dig deep, to push for your dreams and goals no matter what obstacles are in front of you. And Eddy Alvarez, who is representing the United States at the Olympics as a baseball player this year, his story and where he came from is unbelievable. Cuban American. He obviously lived in Cuba. His family was there and decided to leave in search of freedom. They came to the United States and found that freedom. They provided Eddy with an opportunity to do things, to find sport. And he grew up, this is where it gets interesting. He grew up as an inline skater. A skater, yeah. Inline skater, and was so good, he made it to the Olympics, and they medaled in the 2014 Winter Olympics. They finished second to Russia. And Eddy talked about that feeling of standing on the podium and listening to someone else's name, another team, get called and, gold medal. And that, a lot of people outside looking in could look at that and be like, wow, silver medal in the Olympics, that's amazing. But a true champion, a true warrior, a true competitor never settles, is never satisfied with second place. The goal is to be the best, always. Because, and he talked about it, the hours, daily hours of putting in work, grinding to achieve greatness is what it's all about. And to fall short, that short, they were close. It stings, It's like going to the championship game in any other sport and losing by a buzzer beater, or, one play, last play touchdown, or something along those lines. You were so close. Now you got to go back to the whole process again, which isn't easy. And as soon as that was over in 2014, he put away the skates and then pursued his other passion, baseball. As you know, in Cuba, baseball is king. Baseball is what these kids do each and every day, all day. So he went back to trying out for baseball, worked at that. He drove across the country. All right, he drove across the country from Arizona to Florida, trying out for different scouts. Grinding, trying to find an opportunity, trying to showcase his talent in any which way, any takers. And eventually worked his way up, got some minors. And 6 years later, found himself in the majors for the Marlins and played in his first major league game. If that doesn't define what an athlete is, what a true champion is, and the athlete life and what you have to endure and go through to be at the top, I don't know what else is. And the icing on the cake is that he is now part of the U.S. men's Olympic team with a chance at redemption, with a chance of winning a gold medal. And then the cherry on top, right? It was what he got to be part of the flag bearer. He, at the opening ceremonies today, carried that flag. Chicken skin. You want to talk about a journey? You want to talk about relentlessness. That's what it's all about. Sports provides the journey. And the destination isn't always what you want. I'll put a post about this last week on my Instagram. You know, the outcome, the wins, the losses, the gold medals, it's not ever guaranteed, but the journey, everything that leads up to that destination is what's important. Making sure you're enjoying the ride, because there's lessons that you learn along that process throughout the journey. And his journey is amazing, and it's still going. It's still going. And that's why I love sports, and that's why I couldn't wait to share this story with you guys, because I know what sports has provided for me. And a lot of you out there, I know what it's provided for you. And so, man, enjoy the Olympics and keep a close eye on Eddy Alvarez. Now that you know a little bit more of his backstory, you can appreciate, you know, his efforts and the things you go through. And that's just one story, guys. And this is why it gets to me at times when fans do things to pro athletes, throwing water bottles or whatever, because you don't know. You saw the outcome of the game, your team lost, and you're upset. But everyone has a story. Everyone had to endure some struggle to get them to the point where they're at today as professionals. And so all I ask is that you continue to respect every athlete out there, not even just pros, but college athletes, high school athletes. It's a sacrifice. It's a huge sacrifice. And so hats off to you, Eddy Alvarez, and thank you for, you know, sort of showing through your story of what it's about, what athletes go through, and what can be accomplished if you put your head down, you dig, you scratch, you claw, and you continue to grind your way to your goals and dreams, because it is possible.
Today's featured Olympic athlete was brought to you by Aloha Termite and Pest Control and Hawaii Honda Dealers.